Another interesting part in studying arithmetic sequence is finding the sum of its terms, and that's arithmetic series. There are two formulas in finding the sum of an arithmetic sequence. So first, we have S sub n equals n divided by 2 times 2 a sub 1 plus the quantity n minus 1 times d, where n is the number of terms, a sub 1 is the first term, and d is the common difference. So this formula is used if you don't have the value of the last term, but we have the value of the common difference and the first term. And for the second formula, we have S equals n times a sub 1 plus a sub n all over 2. So this formula is used if the first term and the last term of the arithmetic sequence is known. So it could be the first formula yung gagamitin or yung second formula yung gagamitin. Depende sa given ng problem. For example, find the sum of the first 10 terms of the arithmetic sequence 5, 9, 13, 17, and so on. So first, we're going to identify the given. So we have the first term, which is 5. Number of terms, we have 10, since we're going to find the sum of the first 10 terms. So n is 10. And for our common difference, we have 4, since 9 minus 5 is 4, or 13 minus 9 is 4, or 17 minus 13 is 4. So that's the common difference, 4. So since we have the value of the last term, we can use the first formula. So substitute, the value of n is 10. Then for our first term, that's 5. N is 10. And then for our common difference, that's 4. And then simplify. Uunahin itong nasa bracket. So that's 2 times 5 is 10. And then 10 minus 1, that's 9. 9 times 4 is 36. 10 plus 36 is 46 times 5. Since 10 divided by 2 is 5. So 5 times 46 is 230. So the sum of the first 10 terms of the given arithmetic sequence above is 230. Another example. Find the sum of the integers from 1 to 50. So to form the sequence from 1 to 50, integers from 1 to 50, we have 1, 2, 3, hanggang kay 50. So 50 here is the last term. So in this case, since integers, simply integers from 1 to 50 lang siya, ibig sabihin automatic na yung first term natin ay 1 and automatic na yung last term natin ay 50. So to identify the given, the terms needed sa formula natin, we have yung first term natin, which is 1, and yung last term natin, which is 50. So, ibig sabihin, itong last term na 50 dito, automatic na pang 50 din siya na term. So, there are 50 terms in all. Ibig sabihin, yung value ng n natin ay 50. Okay? And yung 50 naman, siya yung pang 50th term or a sub 50. So, therefore, in this case, we can use the second formula, which is S equals n times the quantity a sub 1 plus a sub n all over 2. And then substitute the values. N is 50. Okay, and then for our first term, a sub 1 is 1. And then a sub n, yung last term natin or a sub 50, that's 50 all over 2. And then simplify, 1 plus 50 is 51. 51 times 50 divided by 2, that's 1,275. So therefore, the sum of the integers from 1 to 50 is 1,275. Another example, find the sum of the first 20 positive even numbers. Okay, so first thing na gagawin natin dito is we have to form a sequence based on the problem. So, the positive even numbers form the sequence 2, 4, 6, 8. Kahit 3 terms lang or 4 terms para lang makuha natin or ma-identify natin yung value ng common difference at saka ng first term. Okay? So, with our common difference here is 2, since 4 minus 2 is 2, 6 minus 4 is 2, or 8 minus 6 is 2. Then our common difference is 2. And then for our first term, that's 2. And value of n here is 20, since that's the first 20 positive even numbers yung kukunan natin ng sum. And then, proceed tayo sa formula. Since we have the value of n, number of terms, and the first term, the common difference, we can use the first formula. And then plug in, substitute the value of n, which is 20. N is 20, and then our first term is 2. Then n is 20, substitute natin dito, value ng common difference is 2. And then simplify. 20 minus 1 is 19. So that's 19 times 2 is 38. 2 times 2 is 4. Then simplify. 20 divided 2 is 10. 4 plus 38, that's 42. Multiply natin kay 10, that's 420. So, it means that the sum of the first 20 even numbers is 420. So, for the next example, find the sum of all multiples of 3. Multiples of 3 between 5 and 64. So, the multiples of 3 from 5 to 64 form the arithmetic sequence 6. Since 5 is not a multiple of 3, mag-start tayo kay 6. So, 6, 9, 12, and 63. So, the last number that is multiple of 3 is 63, since 64 is not a multiple of 3. So, it means that we have to find the sum of 6, 9, 12, and the last term is 63. That is 6 plus 9 plus 12 and so on, then plus 63. So, in this case, since we don't know kung pang ilan si 63 or ilang terms meron lahat, so we have to solve for the value of n first kasi wala tayong value ng n. So, meron tayong first term which is 6, meron tayong last term which is 63, and meron tayong common difference which is 3. But we don't know yet kung pang ilan ba si 63 or ilang terms lahat. So, therefore, first na gagawin is to solve for the value of n. That's by using the formula of an arithmetic sequence. Then, plug in, substitute natin, value ng first term is 6. Okay? So, substitute natin dito, value ng first term is 6. And then, 63, that's the a sub n. N is, we don't know the value of n. Then, minus 1, our common difference is 3. Then, distribute natin si 3. 3 times n, that's 3n. 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. And then, transpose si positive 3 maging negative, positive 6, maging negative 6. So, ito naman, from negative 3 maging positive 3. And then, simplify. 63 minus 60 plus 3 is 60 equals 3n. So, to get the value of n, we have to divide both sides by the coefficient 3. So, cancel, and therefore is 20. So, in this case, we have the value of the last term, which is the a sub 20. Ibig sabihin si 63 dyan, yan yung a sub 20 natin, or yan yung last term natin. Okay? So, we can use here, since may value naman tayo ng last term, we can use the second formula, or pwede din si first formula. Okay? So, kung saan yung prefer ninyo na gamitin. But in this example, we will use the first formula. So, substitute the value of n, which is 20. Okay? So, that's 20. Our first term, 6. Then, n is 20. 20 minus 1, common difference is 3. And then, 20 divided by 2, that's 10. 2 times 6 is 12. Then, 20 minus 1 is 19. Our common difference is 3. Then, multiply ito, 19 times 3 is 57. 57 plus 12, 69. 69 times 10 is 620. So therefore, the sum of all multiples of 3 between 5 and 64 is 690. So dito, again, pwede natin gamitin si second formula kasi may last term na tayo, may first term, may common difference na. I have here 3 problems for you to try. You can pause the video and try to answer this one. So let's check. For number 1, find the sum of odd integers from 1 to 100. So the odd integers from 1 to 100 form the sequence 1, 3, 5, 7, and so on. So here, our common difference is 2, and then since 3 minus 1 is 2, 5 minus 3 is 2, 7 minus 5 is 2. So our common difference is 2. First term is 1. And in this problem, it's obvious na there are 50 odd integers lang. Okay, may 50 odd integers lang tayo from 1 to 100. But if in case na hindi natin alam yung value ng n, so yung gagawin natin is, we have to solve for the value of n first, and that's by using the formula of an arithmetic sequence. So that's a sub n equals a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. This is for the value of n. Okay, and then our a sub n here is 99, since the last number, okay, the last odd integer is 99. Okay, so that's 99. Our first term is 1. And then n minus 1, our common difference is 2. Distribute natin si common difference. 2 times 2n is 2n. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. And then transpose si positive 1 maging negative 1. And from negative 2 maging positive 2. Simplify. This is 100 and then 2n. Divide both sides by 2. Then n is 50. Pero in this problem class, no need to, ito lang is para makita nyo lang yung process kung paano nakuha si n. Pero in this problem, it's obvious na 50, there are 50 odd integers from 1 to 100. Okay? And since may value na tayo ng n, we can now solve for the sum. Then that's, again, in this case, since meron na tayong last term, which is 99, we have the number of term and we have the first term. Pwede si second formula yung gagamitin. But in this example, we use the first formula. So, n is 50. Substitute lang 50. First term is 1. Okay, n is 50 minus 1. Our common difference is 2. Then simplify. 50 minus 1 is 49. Okay, 49. So, 50 divided 2 is 25. 2 times 1, that's 2. Then, 49 times 2 is 98. 98 plus 2 is 100. 100 times 25 is 2,500. Therefore, the sum of odd integers from 1 to 100 is 2,500. For number 2, find the sum of the 30 terms of the arithmetic sequence negative 5, negative 9, negative 13, negative 17, and so on. So, our given here, we have first term is negative 5, n is 30, okay, so 30 terms, sum of 30 terms, so n is 30, and for our common difference, that's negative 4, since negative 9 minus negative 5, okay, that's negative 9 plus 5 is negative 4. So, common difference is negative 4. Next, here we will use the first formula since we don't know the value of the last term. Okay, so n is 30. Okay, substitute 30. First term is negative 5, n is 30 minus 1. Our common difference is negative 4. And then, 30 divided by 2 is 15. 2 times negative 5, that's negative 10. 30 minus 1 is 29. Then, times our common difference, negative 4. 29 times negative 4, that's negative 116. And then negative 10 plus negative 116, since if we're going to multiply this one, that's negative. So, we will add these two numbers since meron silang magkapareha yung sign ng dalawa, and then copy the common sign negative. So, that's negative 126. Negative 126 times 15 is negative 1,890. Therefore, the sum of the first 30 terms of the given arithmetic sequence is negative 1,890. And for the last item, find the sum of all multiples of 3 between 7 and 69. So, in this case, we have to form a sequence muna for us to identify the first term and the common difference. So, the multiples of 3 from 7 to 69 form the arithmetic sequence K9. So, mag-start tayo kay 9 since 7 is not a multiple of 3, 8 is not a multiple of 3. So, start tayo kay 9 and then 12. Then, last term is the 69 since 69 is a multiple of 3. So, we're going to find the sum 9 plus 12 plus the terms here and plus the last term 69. Okay, and then our first term is 9, a sub n is 69, then our common difference is 3. So in this case, we don't know kung pang ilan si 69 or how many terms are there in all. It means that we have to solve for the value of n first. Okay, that's by using the formula of the arithmetic sequence. So substitute, first term is 9, a sub n is 69, and then our common difference is 3. Then, distributive property, 3 times n is 3n. 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. Transpose, positive 9 maging negative 9. Transpose, negative 3 maging positive 3. Maiwan si 3n sa right side. Simplify, this is equal to 63. And then, divide both sides by the coefficient 3. So, cancel, and therefore is 21 since 63 divided by 3 is 21. So, next is to solve for the sum since we already have the value of n. So, in this case, again, pwede si second formula since may last term na tayo, first term, and a sub n. Okay? So, pero in this example, we use the first formula. Substitute n, that's 21. And then our first term is 9. N is 21 minus 1. Our common difference is 3. And then, simplify. 21 divided by 2 is 10.5. And then, 2 times 8 is 18. 21 minus 1 is 20 times 3. So, that's 60. 60 plus 18 is 78. 78 times 10.5 is 819. Therefore, the sum of all multiples of 3 between 7 and 69 is 819.